Some of our most used electronics are the least noticed sometimes. Our next guest is revolutionizing some of them and making us literally more comfortable in many ways. He is the general manager for Europe for Nest. Lionel Paillet, welcome into Tomorrow. How are you?
I'm very well, Dave. Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure. Now, does that mean that I should have also introduced you as an employee of Google?
It's a very good question. So yes, we are. Well, essentially, Google has owned us since pretty much March this year. But we operate as separate companies, and we live our life separately. We have our own headquarters. They have their own headquarters, their own business, and we are making homes more comfortable, as you rightly said, and help people save energy.
What kind of influence, if any, so far, has Google played in doing new products and technologies with Nest, or are they kind of leaving you alone because you've had something very successful? You know, it's not broken, don't fix it, as we say.
Yeah, you're probably right on this one. They are helping us go much faster. So now the company is over 600 people in Palo Alto, and also in London and in Taiwan. So the company is growing tremendously fast. But as far as the roadmap, it's giving really a lot of fuel to our ambitions and getting us much faster.
Gotcha. So the involvement of Google buying Nest is a good thing for consumers and for you guys.
It's making changes for the home much faster, and our vision of the conscious home will materialize much faster as well.
Gotcha. And of course, your vision for the entire connected home is becoming more and more prominent. What's the concept for, as you said, the conscious home? That's kind of scary if my home has a conscious. I barely have one sometimes, but now you're suggesting my home might have one. I'm looking over my shoulder as I'm sitting in my living room.
It's a good one. Actually, the way when Tony and Matt founded Nest, Tony Fadell and Matt Rogers, when they founded Nest, there was really this vision over a few years that the homes will do more for you than you will do for them. That objects that are connected today, it's great. Everything gets connected. Everything gets on a remote control and an app. It just like analog became digital, but you still have to tell it what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. So you still have to interact a lot with those objects in a way that is actually quite still frustrating. We think homes will do more for you and for your neighbors than you do for them now. And they get more conscious. They notice you. They notice your habits, what you like, what you don't like, if you're at home or away. And they will adapt to your life. So you don't actually have to do the heavy lifting. And so software and hardware will do things for you. And I think that's the big vision of Nest with the two first products. And great products will prevail.
Yep. So that brings us, of course, to the popularity of Nest, where it can be it is a learning thermostat by learning one's habits in the home. My son has a Nest installed in his home for his air conditioning system, and it's been learning their general procedures, what time they get up, what time they go to work, what time they come back. So now the Nest device is able to presuppose that they're normally coming home at 6:30, make it cooler now.
Absolutely. So we preempt things. We even understand better your home. If your home is well insulated, if it heats very quickly, if it cools very quickly. Now, cooling in Europe, as you know, now in Berlin is not so much a big thing because it's already cool, right? So, so we don't do cooling.
And heating in Miami, where we're from, is not such a big thing either.
I agree.
But by the same token, different parts of the countries and world and so forth, you have different concerns. In some cases, like Miami, it's all about cooling year-round. We get 2 weeks worth of winter, and that's cumulative. But most other places in the world, here's a good example. It can get very cold.
It gets very cold.
So now you need a smart device that understands this concept and how you deal with it.
So we deal with it, and also we deal with it because this small object into the home, which has been unloved for so many years, controls in Europe about 65% of your energy bill.
Wow.
So 65% energy bill on a piece of plastic that probably you've not been interacted with for many years. We think we can bring something that makes the home more conscious. It understands exactly, as you rightly said, and your son's behavior and habits over time. It will get more smart, and it will understand even you have presence in the home, one person, multiple people, pets even as well. So you don't freeze your dog when you go away, at least in Europe. We have safety temperatures you can have there. But it'll program for you and it'll build a schedule for you. You don't have to do this, and it will save you energy. 1,600 euros is the average heating bill for a household in Europe. And if you could save, in the UK, we save like between 7 to 29% on that bill. That's massive amounts of money. And you don't sacrifice comfort by doing so, right? It's not the technique of like putting more jumpers on yourself and turning the heat off. That's not the issue. But it's top of mind. You know, energy prices in Europe and as probably as in US, they haven't come down in many years.
Yeah. And I like the fact that these kinds of thermostats, I have one of the new Honeywell ones in my home, but the same technologies, of course, meaning that they're Wi-Fi connected. You can dial up your home from halfway across the world if you need to and adjust the temperature. Because you all have very easy to use apps that will do that for you. And certainly Nest is a good example of how you make it easy. Maybe you're going to come home from work earlier than usual, so you want to cool the house down or heat it up during the winter, or you're going to be late. And therefore it shouldn't cool down so fast. So you can save money that way without sacrificing comfort.
You could do many small changes that will make big changes on your bill, and that's massive. So, for instance, when we actually understand your home, we take some decisions around your home to make your heating or your cooling in the US better and more automated. We understand even like when you need to start the heating, exactly to your point, to reach the right temperature and stop it maybe a little bit earlier because your house is still heating because of the inertia of your home. And that saves also money. You know, 1 degree Celsius, not Fahrenheit, here in Europe is about 5% on your bill. Wow. That's massive. And we learn all the time. Contrary to other thermostats who are just connected, we are not just connected. We learn all the time. It happens in your home. And we even expand from the thermostat to even other products, even our products, but also others people's products, because we help them connect to our environment. And you could share information and get, for example, like your washing machine start when the energy prices go cheaper, and you don't have to do anything. It happens in the background like magic.
Wow. I like devices that work like magic. Real quick, because we're running out of time, but what is Works with Nest? What does that mean?
Works with Nest is fantastic. This is exactly this idea of the conscious home, and expanding that to object that Nest is not going to build. We're not going to create a fridge. We're not going to do a washing machine. We could, but there are some other people who do great ones. And we have partnerships with people like Whirlpool, with Lifex, with companies big and small. 5,000 developers registered to Works with Nest. Wow. And there are already like tens of great products to provide those experiences. For example, you got a smoke alarm in your house. You got light bulbs who are connected light bulb flashing in red. Or you can have, when you're away, a light bulb simulating presence in your home. Or you can start your washing machine when the energy peak is going down and save energy and see that on your bill.
These are all things that you can do via the Nest device?
Via the Nest account. You could share certain information about status in your homes to those products. And you can control those interactions very simply by just establishing them. And then you don't need another app. It just happens in the background.
Wow.
You even have your car, and the car is so cool. So you get a Mercedes. We have a partnership with Mercedes in the US. You just drive your car, type home on your GPS. It sends the ETA to your Nest, and it hits your home, so you're at the right temperature when you push the door.
So cool. It's not assuming you're on the way home and then adjusting accordingly, because maybe you're in that direction, but going to dinner with friends, you may not be home for hours. But if you push the home button, it's telling your system, I'm en route home. Make it comfortable for me.
ETA, 22 minutes? Yeah. 22 minutes. You'll be there. Dave, your house will be in good order.
Yes, it'll be nice and cool.
It's going to be great.
Very cool. Nest.com, easy, Nest.com. We'll link you there too. Lionel, thanks so much for spending a few minutes here at IFA.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. We're back with more from Berlin, Germany, and IFA, as Into Tomorrow continues on the Advanced Media Network.